Hey, Kelly, how you doing?
Jim, I'm doing absolutely wonderful.
I'll tell you what, I interview a whole lot of real estate agents and a whole lot of trainers and coaches in this industry. And I met you, I guess, probably 5 or 6 months ago over the phone. And you and I at that time had started using the same product, which is how we actually met. And I mean, I don't want to insult any of the other people I've interviewed, but you are truly like the guru in getting an agent, up to speed. And here's the deal, you know, what you teach agents is different than what they're going to learn from their office manager or from their coach. What you teach them is hands-on. Right now, you can get business this week or next week by people who want to buy or want to sell. That's the difference with you, and you have the tech knowledge to do it. So anyway, with that, I just want to introduce Kelly Wheeler. He's in Florida, outside of Orlando somewhere. He's an EXP agent, and we're going to talk today about an incredible product. The product is called BannerSeason. And I've been using it for about 1.5 years. Kelly's been using it, I guess, what, 6 or 9 months?
About 6 months.
6 months. And it's just, I mean, when I say it's the best product I've used in my 27 years, I've been with 6 different companies. I happen to be with Keller Williams right now. Keller Williams is great. EXP is great. Remax is great. Coldwell Banker is great. They're all great companies. But what BannerSeason offers is something completely different than what all those other companies offer. And I'll just go ahead and throw it to you and give you just a couple minutes to explain why you got into it and why, how it's different than what all the other brokers have to offer, Kelly.
Sure, Jim, I appreciate that. I first met Jim, and he was talking about one of the things that he's doing to go after potential clients in a way that's totally different. Jim, one of the things I teach agents all the time, if everybody is doing this, go over here and do this. Become a lighthouse, a city that has a light on top of the hill so that everybody knows you're different. Because at the end of the day, we've got other agents out there doing what we do. And if you're not different, if your message isn't different, then, you're going to be stuck in the mundane. You're going to be, wondering where your next deal is going to come from. So one of the things that stood out about you is the book that you wrote. Now, I know we're not going to go into that right now, but I got to tell you, when you sent me the book, I eat these things up for breakfast. I love anything that has to do with marketing. And over time, over the last couple of years, I've learned to throw out the BS because I get plenty of that. Well, your book actually kind of touched something in me because it was real life stuff. It wasn't a coach charging $5,000 a month trying to sell the next direct mail piece. It was, here's real life examples, guys, of what I've done to attract listings, to attract for sale by owners, expireds, and it just made sense. So that's kind of the genesis of where we got. Now I have, like we've discussed, Jim, tons of marketing tools that I use daily, and I have to be careful. And I think you'll agree with me, Jim. A lot of times as agents, we get stuck in this rut where we're on Facebook and we're on all these sites and we get hammered by everybody selling us every tool and everything. Wouldn't you feel that that's a correct statement, Jim?
Oh my goodness, it's amazing how many emails we get and how many Facebook messages and how many videos we get, and everything they say is the best,
Yes.
And that's why I always caution it. But just very quickly, why I got into it and why it works so much better is I've been selling for 27 years, and I was that conventional realtor, and I was the top realtor in my county many years, and more often than not, the top realtor in the office, whichever office I was in. But I was doing all the conventional stuff that everybody else was doing. I paid the largest coaching organization at that time, who is still around, and they taught me to make 50 cold phone calls a day, every day, 2 hours a day, make cold phone calls, out of the Haynes directory, if you remember that. And also, to go out, on weekends and knock on 25 to 50 doors. And I did that, and it works. It absolutely worked. I did it for 15 years off and on. And then as you develop more business, you get more referral, repeat business, and you can do less of that. But I started doing, and the reason I started doing differently, completely differently 10 or 12 years ago, is because the public, and a lot of realtors don't like it when I say this, and you'll get this, Kelly, but it's in my book. The public, in general, does not have a good opinion of us or our industry.
That's
And
correct.
they really don't. Gallup does a poll every year, and realtors are rated or ranked below lawyers in public trust. They don't trust us. And I think the reason they don't trust us is we're all doing that same stuff. And most of the stuff that we do, the cold phone calling, the door knocking, the massive amount of mailings, and the fact that most realtors don't work full time. That's another big part of it.
Hmm.
But that's part of why they don't trust us. So I thought I got to do something different, and that's when I started using these products, and it's just been ridiculous. And just briefly, and then I'm going to let you talk some more. But everybody else is sending their, to give our viewers an idea what we're talking about at Banner Season. Everybody else is either cold phone calling or they're mailing their company information. And of course, our brokers all want us to push their brand. You need to push your brand. But imagine you own this house.
Hmm.
You're the owner of that house, and whether it's for sale by owner or expired doesn't matter. But you come home and you get between 2 and 10 pieces of mail a day, and you open your mail, and this card is in there with a photo of your house on it. That's your house. And you're thinking, oh my God, who did that? As opposed to Jim McCord, Keller Williams. It's their house, and then
Yeah, yeah.
on the inside is my message.
Totally different.
Exactly. And we don't, with these products, with these cards and these products, we don't print these out. All we do is design them, hit send, and the company prints stuffs, addresses, mails, and sends those. And it's incredible. And along with it's not just cards. I mean, what I do is I also send a coffee mug. Look at that, a full wrap photo of that same house. So along with this card, they get this mug. It's unbelievable in a box. They're thinking, oh my God, who did that?
That's
It
right.
really sets you apart. And it's not just the small cards. You can also do 8.5 by 11 cards. And this is not the card. Kelly, as you know, this is the envelope.
That is incredible.
Yes. I mean, imagine getting, this in the mail. Your house
Yeah.
is for sale by owner or expired. You pull your mail out of the box, there's 5 pieces. You see an envelope with your house on the envelope. So of course you're going to open that first, and you open that up, and there's a card with your house on it. And then the message that the realtor that I want to put is on the inside.
I love
and you also design the back.
Can I tell you, in 7 years of training and coaching agents, 5 years as a VP of marketing and sales, until I met you, it was all about direct mail and white envelopes, maybe with handwriting fonts and, a cute little message. And as a homeowner, I get tons of that crap in my mail. I have never gotten, if I got an envelope with a picture of my house on the envelope,
yep,
and I opened it up and it was right there. Do you know the chances of me opening that versus all the other hit pieces from real estate agents? It goes through the roof.
Yep. Exactly. And it's what you said before. It's about being different. You were talking about if all the agents are doing this, you want to look for something over here and do this. And that's exactly what you want to do. And you're not only doing something different, but you're doing something that touches them with the photo of their home on the front of the envelope. So you got their attention immediately. Just absolutely immediately.
I love that. That's fantastic. That right there is worth the price of admission for this video. That is a master's class, agents, if you're watching this, on how to send the right message to market.
Yeah. And keep in mind with this, and it's not just for prospecting. I use it to thank people who buy homes from me. These people bought this home from me, and I took that photo with my phone. I just put "Love your new home," my thank you message on the inside. Another photo of me on the back. The card cost me 50 cents. 50 cents. 50 cents for this card. I'm a gold member. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But even if you don't join the gold package, it's $1.99. So this card is either $1.99 or 50 cents. And along with this thank you card, the couple that bought the home got 2 coffee mugs. Home sweet home.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, they're going to keep that,
Talk about a closing gift.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Everybody else is giving a bottle of cheap Publix supermarket wine with a done, a generic card, thank you, and whatever.
Exactly.
Or a thing from Dunkin' Donuts for $10. They're getting a killer card and a coffee cup. And I can tell you what, for years, that coffee cup is going to be in their rack where they get coffee. They're going to be thinking about you, Jim, top of mind for years. That's genius marketing.
I get a kick out of it. A whole lot of realtors. I've had over 400 realtors using this system below me, the BannerSeason system. And I get calls occasionally from realtors after about maybe 4 or 5 weeks. And they say, Jim, I'm using BannerSeason. It's not working. And rather than, talk to them about it, I say, well, when can we get on Zoom together for 10 or 15 minutes? And we schedule a Zoom time just like you and I are on, Kelly. And then I have them share their screen and I look at the cards and the products that they send out. And they're prospecting, instead of sending out like a card like this with a photo of that owner's home on it, they're sending out cards with their photo here, Keller Williams or EXP or Coldwell Banker here, because that's what realtors are taught to do, sell our brand. These people don't care about me or you or the top agent in your market, my market, or the top agent in the country. They care about themselves and their family. Right. So when they get this, that was an expired $1.5 million home that we listed. And then they get a mug like that. And on that one, I put 2 photos. You can do 1 photo or 2 photos. Instantly it sets you apart, just instantly. I get more listing appointments with this system than with anything I've done in all 27 years. Now back to what you were saying, what we're all taught, the massive amount of mailings, the conventional mailings, the branding, the phone calls, that all works. So I'm not knocking that. If you want to do that, you want to make 2 hours of cold phone calls a day, which is miserable, you can do that. Or you can prospect 1, 2, or 3 expires or FSBOs a day with stuff like this, and get a whole lot more impact and a whole lot more listing appointments.
That's good. So to drop kind of a marketing bomb on you, the other day I had an agent call me and he was asking me for his advice. He had a buyer looking to buy in a particular neighborhood, and the home they made the offer on actually went to another family. So they were, looking for really creative ways to see if anybody else in the neighborhood would want to sell. And what he did, he said, Kelly, I got in my car, I went and I door knocked like 50 homes. Took me hours to do it. I actually was able to get 1 appointment from that. But a lot of people were upset. I was sweating, my time and all of that. So I actually put him on a Zoom call with me and I said, let me show you something. And this happened to be after you and I talked. It was yesterday, Jim. I went ahead and I pulled up a little software that a lot of agents have on their MLS called Remind. And I could do the same thing with the stuff that's inside of BannerSeason. And I pulled up the neighborhood that he was door knocking. And within less than a minute, I had every address and person on there. I brought him to BannerSeason and showed him for 32 cents a card. He could send everybody in that neighborhood a card that would be there within 3 days, cost him less than $100, which was less than the time he spent knocking on doors. And I said, you're probably going to get a better return on investment for that. And I said, and knowing all of that, if you could send all of those people a postcard for 32 cents and you could do that within 3 days of initiating that, would you rather do that, or would you rather go drive over there in the heat, it's summer now, knock on doors, get abused by owners who don't want realtors knocking on their doors? And, he was like, Kelly, if somebody would have told me about that, I would have done it. So I think it's a new revelation, a digital door knocking revelation within real estate. And Jim, I think you're going to see in the next 12 months, this stuff is really going to take off. Like Zoom meetings for realtors doing Zoom with their potential listings, I think you're going to see this digital door knocking absolutely go through the roof. So anybody listening to this right now, you need to really pay attention, because this is going to take your business to the next level.
And, especially with this pandemic that we're in now and the after effects, nobody wants strangers knocking at their door. Even if their house is expired, they still, 90+% of people do not want you coming to their door. I mean, they never really did, even a year ago or 5 years or 20 years ago, but it was more acceptable. Right now, you do not want to go door knocking. You just don't want to do it. No. And just to let the viewers know, these are the cards that Kelly's talking about. You design postcards, and the cost is only 32 cents, and that's not for the card. That's just for the postage. You pay nothing for these cards.
That's crazy.
If you join under the gold package, unlimited postcard mailings are free for the card and the printing and the shipping. You pay for postage only, and you design the front of the card, the back of the card, put anything that you want on there. It's truly phenomenal. So, Kelly, before we get off,
Jim, it cost me 50 cents. It cost me to send a direct mail piece, and then it cost me to print this letter. It cost me to ink. With the postcard for 32 cents, that's it. I mean, It's just, as a real estate agent, if you could work smarter and not harder, why not do that? Anyway.
Right. So the
stuff here, man.
The website is BannerSeason.com. We're going to go ahead and post Kelly's link. Don't contact me, contact Kelly. He is the guru. I happen to introduce Kelly to this, but you know, Kelly is the guru with tech. And he actually taught me something I didn't realize about our system. We're going to make another video about that. But we have a people finder on BannerSeason.com that is, just briefly, just mention what that is.
All right. So guys, really seriously, stay tuned. We're going to do another video that's more in depth. When Jim and I show you this, you're going to absolutely be like, why didn't I see this before? I can go into any zip code and I'll prove it to you. And I can take a zip code. I can ask the software to return to me renters only. I can decide what credit score I want. So let's say I only want to go ahead and communicate to people with a 700 plus. I can also put in that I want renters that have been renting for X amount of years, say 2 years, 3 years, whatever. The other thing I can do is I only want to talk to renters that have a net worth of at least, in this case, say 25K or higher. The software at BannerSeason will tell me how many people in that zip code qualify for that criteria. In the case of my zip code, it was a couple hundred. Now, I'm not going to drop it on this video, but when you hear how much I spent for that list, it's gonna blow your mind. So stay tuned for the next video, because I'm going to show you, and Jim and I are going to show you how to send postcards to every renter in your market for literally 32 cents a piece, and buying these lists for under 20 bucks a list. Guys, you're going to be absolutely amazed. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm telling you, it will change your business and change lead generation for buyer leads for the next 12 months.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'll put your link in there, but your invitation code is BannerSeason.com, and your invitation code is your last name. Is that correct?
That is correct. I think over here on the side, on the chat, I've got a link, but if you're going to catch this video, I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel, Jim. Go to the bottom in the comment section. I'm going to drop a link to Jim. I think you have Jim, let me ask you this. I might be stepping out of bounds here. You still have that book that you offer?
Yeah, I sure do. RevolutionRealEstate.com, and it's revised for this new company. Yeah. The book is actually.
Can I get that link off of Amazon?
No, you don't want to get it from Amazon. That still has the original book.
Send me the link, because on my YouTube video, again, I've got thousands of agents that are on my channel. I'm going to drop a link to Jim's book if you're watching this. Can I just say this? No BS. Jim, verify this. You don't pay me $1 to refer your book out, correct?
Absolutely nothing. Matter of fact, my book's available on BannerSeason.com. And when you join
I saw
BannerSeason,
that.
yeah, you do not even have to pay to join. You can join for absolutely free. And the book is $7.99. So do not go to Amazon, because that's the first version, which has the previous marketing company. This version's been revised, and it's a lot better. BannerSeason.com, invitation code Wheeler, WHEELER, and we'll drop that link in the bottom of this video.
And I'll put the link at the bottom of the YouTube comments, and it'll also show you how to get to Jim's book. And let me just end this by saying, I read this man's book. I am a marketer. I've been exposed to some very influential coaches over the years. If I drop their names now, you would know them. And his book, I would put it right up there with some of the best books on real estate marketing. And with the new information coming out, because Jim, marketing changes every year. With the new information coming out, with the revised version, it's well worth the read. It's not very long. I actually read your book in a day, Jim. That's how much I enjoyed it. On the bottom of the video, you'll have the link to join. And real quick, Jim, tell them if they do the gold membership, the thing that BannerSeason is doing right now for gold. What is that deal they're doing right now?
Well, it's unbelievable. There's normally is a $297 setup fee for the gold. And that's being waived for the entire month of May. So you can join absolutely at no upfront cost, and you're paying $49 a month to be a member. But cards go from $1.99 down to 50 cents. And these large cards, these gigograms, 8.5 by 11, where you design the envelope, that goes from $6.99, which is cheap to start with, $6.99 down to $3.67 total cost for these.
So on the gold membership, I'm getting ready to send out 296 cards to the renters that I got the list. And it's telling me my cost is 32 cents for that card.
That's exactly
just
right.
Unheard of.
Yeah, postcards unlimited are free. You pay postage only.
So check below, get the link, and I look forward to Jim getting with you this afternoon on this video. And guys, again, I'm going to put a link. Once that video is shot, you'll get it on the YouTube channel, and Jim will have it on his social media channels. You really want to stay tuned for that video. Jim, I appreciate you. thank you for inviting me on this. I look forward to seeing great things from agents. And if you do go ahead and join, guys, comment below so Jim and I can see it, and let us know what your success stories are moving forward. We'd love to hear it.
And call Kelly or me with any questions. You won't have problems. There's plenty of tutorials, but if you do have any questions, certainly give us a call.